Hi geeks, welcome to my channel. Today we're shopping at Trader Joe's. It looks like the pumpkin items have slowed down, so get them while you still can because they'll be gone any day now. This week we're back to regular items, but there's lots of new goodies, so let's go check them out and see what there is to buy this week. Also, I'll be sharing not one, not two, but 3 grocery hauls at the end of the video, so stick around. Always starting out at the front of the store, there's assorted dried accents for $3.99. Love these vibrant fall colors on these assorted jumbo mums for $4.99. The fall seasonal gift bag, a cute little fall garden, comes in a burlap type of pot with a ribbon for $16.99. Parsnips, another one of my favorite fall vegetables next to delicata squash. This also tastes so good roasted up. I'd like to make parsnips fries with it by cutting it into sticks, spraying some avocado oil and salt, and roasting them in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes or so, or until I see the edges brown and crisp up. They're sweet and almost have a hint of licorice or a fennel-like taste to it. Some people like to add this to soups like you would carrots. A bag is $1.99. I think they changed the packaging on these cauliflower of many colors, which is $3.49. Harvest Apple Salad Kit is back. This includes a spring mix, unexpected cheddar cheese, apple cinnamon chips, and pecans with an apple vinaigrette. This is a good dupe for the apple salad from Panera's. I love this salad. Sam's Club is also carrying a version of this, which I'll show you guys at the end of the video, so I didn't pick this one up just yet. The dressing does contain canola oil and soybean oil in it. This is $3.99. In the refrigerated section, there's lots of wraps to choose from if you need a quick meal, which I did on this particular day, so I grabbed this buffalo chicken wrap. So let's take a closer look. I'm learning that buffalo flavored foods are a hit or miss with me, with the exception of buffalo wings, which is always a hit. They surprisingly give a decent amount of filling in this wrap, but it tasted like a glob of cold mush to me. I couldn't even really tell it was chicken. The buffalo flavor was really strong and tangy, so I think a lot of people will appreciate that. And it came with a side of blue cheese dressing, which honestly was the best part of this wrap, along with the tomato flour tortilla. I thought it was okay overall, but I probably won't get this again and choose a different wrap option, like the seasonal turkey Gobler wrap, which is back. This one includes roasted turkey breast, stuffing, cranberries, and cream cheese in a wheat tortilla with a festive dipping sauce, but I can't remember what the festive dipping sauce was. I think this is $4.99. Just another quick overview. I like to call them Thanksgiving sides, which are all pre-made and ready to heat and serve. They are all here now for $5.99 each. White bean chicken chili soup is back. This includes white beans, corn, poblano peppers, and white chicken meat. I go through phases with this one. One year I really loved it, and then last year it wasn't so great. Again, they could be slightly modifying the recipe or use a different supplier, so I'm not sure. This is $4.99. There's also lobster bisque right now, and the organic creamy mushroom soup with carrots and kale I really enjoyed. A new butter with brown sugar and maple syrup has arrived. Not sure what they're thinking of packaging for this one because the butter kind of got jostled all around during transport, it looks like. But if you have a butter dish at home, I guess this could easily just go in there when you get home. How many of you actually have butter dishes? 4 ounces for $2.99. Organic fig and honey batar is new and has arrived in the bakery section. This is a product of France. 140 calories per 1-inch slice, half a gram of fat, 200 milligrams of sodium, 28 grams of net carbs, 7 grams of sugar coming from the figs and honey, and 3 grams of protein. Loving the minimal ingredients on this one. Warm this up so the outside gets a little crispy and the inside will be nice and soft. Add a little bit of that brown sugar maple butter that we just saw to this, or pair it with any of the new cheeses that we will be showing very soon, and this is $4.99. Walnut Gouda cheese is a new arrival. Some people might think this is a weird combination, but I think this would be fantastic on the fig and honey bread, so you get a little bit of sweet and savory going on. This has microbial enzymes, so it's a green light for my vegetarians out there, and this is $5.49 a wedge. Lots of cheese to choose from this week. Beer cheese. I imagine this would go well with the beer bread mix from Trader Joe's. This is imported from Netherlands. For those that have tried beer cheese, does it have a hoppy taste to it? This is $11.99 per pound. Another new cheese option, double cream brie. Last year I think they carried the Presidente brand, and this year they seem to have branded it to offer their own. You can cut this up into slices and serve it with crackers like the pumpkin cranberry crisps. This is $4.49. Everyone's favorite cranberry goat cheese is back. I have tried this a couple times now, and I really was hoping for a sweet and tart or tangy contrast to this cheese, but the cranberries kind of take over, and I'm not sure if it's from the sugar, from the cranberries that seep into the cheese, but the goat cheese definitely tasted sweet to me also. It is good, but just not what I was expecting, so this could be a nice dessert cheese, and this looks pretty for a pop of color on charcuterie boards for $4.99. Another seasonal cheese is back for a limited time, the white Stilton cheese, also with cranberries. Crumble a little bit of this on your salad, and this is $11.99 per pound. They also carry a white Stilton cheese with apricots. Some say this is seasonal, but I think they might carry this all year round or for a good chunk of it. This is also $11.99 per pound. Organic turkey bone broth is a new item. Took me a second to realize what was new about it, and it's turkey bone instead of just turkey broth, which they usually carry. This has more depth and richness and flavor than regular turkey broth since it's made with marrow and cartilage. Use this for soup or for your stuffing, and you get a nice 12 grams of protein per serving, 17 ounces for $3.49. The Italian tomato paste in a tube is back. I know people love this because I hear everyone say they never use up the small can and it ends up going to waste, so they love having this tube option. Love that it's only 2 ingredients, tomato and salt. Other than for pasta sauce, what else do you guys use tomato paste for? And a reminder that you have to refrigerate after opening and use within 15 days, which seems doable for $1.49. Taking a quick look at some soups, organic lentil vegetable soup for $2.49. Not sure if the chicken noodle soup is offered year-round, but it caught my eye on this visit. Great to have in a pinch, especially if you're sick with a cold and don't want to cook, but if that's the case, I recommend spending a couple more dollars and getting the kettle-cooked chicken soup in the refrigerated section, which is one of my favorites. This is $2.99 a can. OMG, the brioche toasts are back. These come out once a year and are just so good. They are one of my top 3 favorite crackers ever. They look like little mini pieces of toast or jumbo-sized crackers, depending on which way you look at it. They look so cute on a grazing board, but the best part is how it tastes. It's so good. They're so crispy, yet a little bit dense, and they taste like toast. I picked up some other crackers in this haul, which you'll see, but I definitely am getting these at some point this fall. They're a little bit higher in calories compared to other crackers because they're bigger, so eating a few of these will add up pretty quickly, but live your best life for $1.99. Moving to the bakery section now. Last week we saw the new gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, and I mentioned there will be also a new 6-pack of regular sea salt chocolate chunk cookies, and here they are for $4.99. I think this is new also, a non-dairy chocolate oat beverage, aka chocolate oat milk, made with cocoa and is vegan. 140 calories per cup, 2 grams of fat, 140 milligrams of sodium. Why so high? I'm not sure. 27 grams of net carbs, 13 grams of added sugar. This is from cane sugar. 2 grams of protein. Try this oat for $2.99. Brigados. I feel like this is how they say this in Portuguese. I tried this last year when they first came out and absolutely loved it. So this one has a long list of ingredients, but the ones made fresh I heard is actually only made with 3 ingredients, which is usually just cocoa, condensed milk, and sugar, I think. Anyway, these to me tasted like a soft fudgy icing, the one you find on a really good chocolate cake. So it's like icing condensed into a ball form, and then with the added sprinkles on top, it gives it a little bit of texture. And these are the good sprinkles, guys. If you know, you know. These are the nice little skinny ones and not the big plasticky ones. Highly recommend for any chocolate lovers out there. It's worth it for $3.79. Another one of my favorite desserts is back. This Italian tiramisu was also new last year. A lot of the feedback last year was negative. People thought it was too bitter or too mushy and not sweet enough, but I absolutely loved it, and this is in my top 10 favorites for frozen desserts at Trader Joe's. There's a generous coating of cocoa powder on top, which I can confirm is strong and bitter tasting, but I love it when there's a contrast of flavors, and I thought it complemented the lightly sweet mascarpone cheese and then also the mild sweet ladyfinger biscuits, which honestly really tasted like a light sponge cake, which is so good. The key to getting the right texture is not letting it thaw for too long, because that's when it thaws too much and then gets a little liquidy and mushy on the bottom. To me, it's one of the more elegant, sophisticated dessert options that Trader Joe's has, and it's easy to share and serve to guests for the holidays. I appreciate it so much more than the overly sweet dessert options that they carry. If my freezer wasn't so full right now, I would be getting this, but it's definitely on my list to grab at some point this season. This is $4.49 for 2 pieces. Also notice the large green insulated tote bag is back for $7.99, and wanted to let you guys know that the mini insulated tote bags will be arriving October 16th in 2 new colors, red and green, so keep an eye out for that next week. Also, here's a sneak peek at 5 new arrivals that should be coming in this week: a white queso dip, dinner rolls, cheesy creamy greens and veggies, very berry granola, and a gluten-free turkey gravy. And that's it for shopping this week. Let's get into this week's Trader Joe's haul. I have lots of first-time buys this week, so let's see what I picked up from Trader Joe's. Butternut squash mac and cheese. I get one every fall because of sheer FOMO. I actually don't love the taste of this because it has a strong nutritional yeast flavor, even though it doesn't have any in it. But I love the al dente texture of the rigatoni, which is the main reason I get it. I needed a quick meal option to have on hand, so I'm trying the spicy peanut noodle bowl with chicken for the first time. This has mixed reviews, but I love peanut sauce, and this one is a spicy one, which you don't see too often. Always pick up at least one of each of the fall candles. I love both scents, and picked up a few cute little pumpkins for decoration. I've tried pepper jelly before, but this is my first time trying Trader Joe's version. This is seasonal, so I decided to give it a try this year to have with cheese and crackers, or even add to sandwiches for a sweet and savory combo. I become unhinged when it comes to the maple sea salt kettle corn. I easily eat half the bag in one sitting, so I almost didn't get another bag, but this one comes out once a year, so I got one to have later on this winter. The pumpkin spice batons have been on my list to try for a while now. I always bypassed it because there's always so many pumpkin items to choose from, but I had hungry eyes on this trip and had a yellow pumpkin spice season once a year moment. To me, it looks like it will be more pumpkin-y than spicy, but when I checked out, the cashier said it was more pumpkin spice forward than pumpkin, so let's see if she was right. To me, it tasted slightly artificial and perfumey. It was giving pumpkin spice candle vibes, but the flavor was very mild, so I could overlook it. The texture was crispy and delightful, which is what kept me going, but honestly, I wasn't a fan and wouldn't repurchase. It wasn't overly sweet, but it did leave a sugary, lingering aftertaste in my mouth. I would pass on these and go for the cocoa batons, which are infinitely better, which I can stand behind and recommend. Turkey burgers are always an item I repurchase for a quick meal option, and the ingredients in this are so minimal. I prefer making my own burgers from ground turkey, but these are just so convenient that I always end up getting them. Another first for me are the pumpkin cranberry crisps. Really excited to pair this with cheese. If you guys have any recommendations, I'd love to hear it. I'm thinking either brie bites, mozzarella, or a goat cheese. I ended up making a quick charcuterie board last minute because I had some visitors and everyone really enjoyed the pumpkin crisps. At first I thought this had a pumpkin spice flavor to it, but something tasted off about it and I realized that it's actually a strong turmeric flavor and a mild black pepper flavor, which is what I picked up the most. I ended up going with the Tête de Moi Rosette cheese, which I got from Aldi's, and it's so delicious, but Trader Joe's also has this as well, but brings it back a little later near the holidays. Spicy pumpkin samosas. I stocked up on this so much one year that I got sick of it and took a break, so now I just get 1 or 2 boxes a year so I don't get sick of it again. I still have some bagels left, so I wanted to get some smoked salmon for that. Edamame, another staple item I get. It's just a quick and easy protein-filled snack that I can have or throw into my meals. I tried the cornbread stuffing that comes in a box years ago from Trader Joe's, but I remember not liking it, so I wanted to give this pre-made one a test run to see if it's good enough to have for the holidays. Plus, this one has cranberries in it, and like I said before, I love a sweet and savory combo. Another first-time buy is the mushroom fettuccine. This has 3 different mushrooms, sugar snap peas, and roasted tomatoes, and comes in a creamy mushroom sauce, which sounds so good to me. The sauce tasted almost like a mushroom gravy and reminded me of the condensed cream of mushroom soup, but less creamy. It wasn't salty. In fact, I think most people will think this is bland, but I thought it was perfect, and you can totally zhuzh it up by adding some chicken or Parmesan cheese, which I ended up doing. I really enjoyed it and would repurchase it again. The sliced seedy multigrain bread is a new item that came out earlier this year. I've heard lots of good reviews and wanted to try it for my breakfast toast or sandwiches. Got the raspberry croissant for the first time and thought it would be a nice option to serve to guests for a breakfast treat. I love adding sliced almonds to my yogurt, oatmeal, or smoothie bowls for a little crunch. Brioche buns for my turkey burgers. Here's a quick look at them. I rarely get actual hamburger buns for my turkey burgers, so this was a real treat and they were so big and fluffy. Also had to try the sourdough bowls. After filming the store, I go back and do my actual shopping and somehow I always end up forgetting to get something even though it's on my list because at that point I'm in a rush to leave. So I'll review this for you next time when I pick up a chili or bisque. Although one of you mentioned adding pasta to the bread bowl, which jogged my memory that at amusement parks, I've seen mac and cheese bowls with shredded barbecue chicken on top, so that's an idea also. Picked up another box of the pumpkin bread and muffin mix. I was obsessed with this last year, so I wanted to stock up. This year I tried making pumpkin muffins with it because last year I made a loaf and I feel like they turned out great, but it tasted a little bit more dry than the loaf. Here I tried adding the mix to a silicone baking pan, so I sprayed 2 of the Mickeys with avocado oil so it doesn't stick, and the rest I didn't spray because typically you don't need to grease silicone pans. Unfortunately, whether I sprayed it or not, they pretty much all stuck to the pan and didn't come out nice and clean, so next time I'll just use the regular muffin pans or the loaf pan. But the silicone molds work great when it comes to freezing. I froze my leftover smoothie mix in it, and clearly you can see the difference between this and if you bake something in it. I've been thinking about the pumpkin ice cream for weeks now and finally caved. The last time I got this was 4 years ago and I ended up not being able to have any of it. Anyway, this haul I definitely treated myself to everything I wanted. Another first for me, the Honeycrisp Apple Granola. I love dried apple chips, which this granola has. Can't wait to try this with yogurt. Got another can of the Maple Spice Nut Mix. This is one of my fall favorites. It's so addicting, it's sweet, and the pecans are so crispy. This is good as a snack on its own, but it's also really good on top of oatmeal or yogurt, or you can use the pumpkin seeds to add on top of pumpkin bread you're baking. I always get pumpkin cream cheese, and I don't know why, because I can never finish it since I'm not big on sweet cream cheese unless it's cream cheese frosting on a cake, but this is another FOMO item for me, so I always get it every fall. The vegan kale pesto is a staple for me. It's a quick pasta sauce, but I feel like I use it more as a sandwich spread these days with mozzarella, tomatoes, arugula, and balsamic glaze, which I've shown before in a previous video. Moving to some items I got from Aldi, I saw these yogurts and checked to see if it had modified cornstarch in it, and it didn't, but the apple yogurt does have tapioca flour in it, which I wasn't expecting. They both had 11 grams of sugar, which is less than the pumpkin yogurt at Trader Joe's, which I think is 17 grams of sugar. Either way, I decided to give them a try this year instead of the Trader Joe's one to see which ones I liked better. And then from Costco, I got some dried dragon fruit. It was a little pricey, but it's organic and a fairly big bag, and it's just one ingredient, which I feel good about. Aldi was having a sale on their papaya for 49 cents a pound, so I picked one up. I love having this with some lime juice squeezed on top. And then from Target, I got this conditioner that my friend recommended, so I wanted to give it a try. Also from Target, I got my favorite Good Culture cottage cheese. Unfortunately, they don't carry the organic version, but it still tastes the same as the organic one and is also a little cheaper. Okay, so this is a blast from the past and has been sitting in my pantry, which I totally forgot about until I tried a corn cookie from a coffee shop recently, and I remembered I had it. You just need 2 sticks of butter and 1 egg. The cookie dough was really dry, but was easy to scoop. This is the before. And this is how it turned out. This basically tasted like a cornbread condensed into a cookie form. It was on the sweeter side and was very gritty and dry. If it was a moist cookie, then it really would have made this cookie go from mediocre to delicious. The best parts though were the crispy bits. So for the second batch that I made, I flattened them instead of forming them into little balls, and it came out really crispy, almost too crispy that it ended up like a really hard biscotti. Overall, these were just okay, and I can see why they didn't bring it back. And this is the corn cookie I was talking about that I got from a coffee shop. It was really moist, had a cream cheese filling with some shredded cheese on top. It had a strong corn flavor to it with a slight chew. It was so good. Let's take a look at what's in my cart from Sam's Club. I get most of my produce from Sam's. I usually pick up a cauliflower and roast this up so I can have it as a side dish or throw into anything I'm eating, whether it's a salad or a soup. The grapes are so good and plump and crispy right now. On a cucumber tomato salad kick lately, so I picked up some for that. I love the convenience of these chicken breasts that I can just throw into a salad or pasta. Eggs are finally back. I always have an egg every day for breakfast, plus I could use some for baking, and I'm half tempted to try a 3-day egg fast. Sam's has the best deal for organic carrots, so I usually get it from here. When I get home, I peel them and have them ready so I can pull one out to either snack on or to roast up and have throughout the week. Broccoli, I spray a little avocado oil, sprinkle a little salt, roast them up, and it makes for another quick side dish. Sam's also has a sweet onion apple salad kit right now, but this one is different than Trader Joe's version and has fresh apples instead of apple chips, and also includes candied pecans and dried cranberries, and comes with a sweet onion vinaigrette, which I knew I would love, so I grabbed 2. And here's what it looks like. I added the grilled chicken breast from this haul and also a little bit of some pepper jack cheese I had left over. It was really good and so convenient, especially because my schedule lately has been so all over the place with family and friends visiting and life that I haven't had time to really prepare or cook. Okay, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and until the next video, ciao guys!